definitely don't like being overweight.
There'd be, one or two, maybe three things that I actually stuck to, but most of them I didn't, and it made me feel like crap.
Frankly, I don't think that's healthy for an entire year.
So,
I think I
smartened up
Natalie,
the whole
I agree with
variety
you.
of
Happy
that
just makes me feel worse and worse.
Hi ladies, it's Gian from Bacon is My Enemy. Every year at this time of year, I go through this like really sadistic tradition of asking myself questions like, did you accomplish the things that you set out to for this year? And inevitably, the answer is no, I didn't. I didn't follow through on those resolutions that I had for myself at the beginning of the year. Paige asked me the other day, what's your New Year's resolution? And I rattled off my list of 10, and then I turned around and I almost asked her, what is your New Year's resolution? And then I stopped myself because I wasn't quite sure, whether or not I wanted to instill that tradition in her. I'm wondering what you guys do. Do you guys have New Year's resolutions? Do you share them with other people? Or do you think, New Year's resolutions are just ridiculous and for the birds?
For years and years and years, I used to do this whole official thing where I'd have a piece of paper and I'd write, my New Year's resolutions, and I'd make like this long laundry list. And then exactly what you were saying happens to you every year happened to me. And that I would keep this list and I'd look at it at the end of the year, and there'd be, one or two, maybe three things that I actually stuck to, but most of them I didn't, and it made me feel like crap. What I now try to do, I don't write them down, so I'm done with writing down New Year's resolutions. So what I try to make them are kind of these very, very, very mini resolutions. I mean, really, really small things that I kind of want to achieve.
Natalie, I completely understand having that huge list and at the end of the year not making it all, and then you get mad at yourself, and then why did you make the list? Because maybe you can accomplish the best things on the list. My ex used to do this. He would make a list 30 things long, and I'd go, God, that's just, a recipe for a temper tantrum. There's no way you can accomplish all that stuff. 17 things didn't get done, but you know what? Maybe you got the 13 most important things done.
I do somewhat kind of think that breaking things down into small goals might work for me a little bit better, but I maybe I'm gonna just toss this notion of New Year's resolutions totally out the door and really focus on just accepting things the way they are.
When I did make them when I was a child, it was more reminiscent of giving something up for Lent, in that you were not going to do something, or you were going to cease to enjoy something as a sacrifice for some other good. Frankly, I don't think that's healthy.
For me, more than writing things down, I think telling other people that I'm on a certain kick or I'm focusing on something creates the, I guess that's why I've never been to one, but why the Weight Watchers meetings work, because you're there and everybody knows what you're working on, and you don't want to show up and having pigged out the night before. So I think telling other people about these big goals would work.
A resolution should be something fresh. It should be something new, something attainable, and something that you're excited about, not something that you feel like you have to do now that it's January 1st. As long as my children feel loved and we're able to keep this roof over our heads, I feel like I'm succeeding every single day. So no, I'm not so much for the once a year promise or the once a year resolution.
I make a list, and actually do write these down, of some good things that I learned, or things that I actually accomplished, or challenges I overcame in the last year. So it's kind of like here are the New Year's resolutions I wish I'd made, because right now I'd be ticking them all. So that's something I do. I call it my kind of end of year audit. And I really try to focus on these positive things.
I think everybody should do it, just to reflect on all those really wonderful and small things that happen, or the big joyous things that happen, instead of making it kind of like, oh, I didn't do this, or I didn't do that, or I didn't get this accomplished. Just take a moment and say, hey, these are the great things that happened this year, and this is, what these are the good feelings that I'm gonna bring into next year. And maybe that's what it's all about.
Join the Momversation at momversation.com.